You just mentioned right now something about purpose, your
Yes.
life purpose. Please tell us a little bit about that.
So, with my church community, I started to participate in some of their outreach events. And that's when I found the true purpose of my life. It wasn't money, it wasn't possessions, it wasn't bags or the trips or anything. It was to be able to serve other people.
People tend to get confused with a career and a purpose.
True purpose is when you actually enjoy what you do. Again, you get to serve others, whether it's like solving a problem for others, solving a problem for your community. I think that's when you found true purpose.
Do you think right now our community can actually thrive without having the less blessed, less opportunity people sleeping on the street?
But I think that's the point, right?
We depend on the government to make a difference in our society.
If I was to be elected to become the MP or whatever of Nairobi, what do you think would be the best way for me to help out a situation like that? Of course, we know within 4 years it is not possible. Let's just call it what it is. But if I start a train and the next person who comes after me follows that same train, 3, 4, 5 generations, we will eradicate.
I'm trying to understand, at what point did we normalize homelessness?
You know, we do treat people that are facing a struggle or facing homelessness as they're invisible now. There's so many people that is one paycheck away from being homeless.
Do you think the homelessness is more of a personal thing or it's more of a systematic problem?
I think that it could be a bit of both.
I think it's just something that's been fed into who we are nowadays. Like, we don't have that let me help first, is let me check first kind of mentality.
This is where we get crazy a little bit.
Okay. I'm nervous.
No, don't be nervous, man.
Chafuwa Meza, tuko Nairobi tuna Chafuwa Meza. Chafuwa Meza, Chafuwa Meza, tuko in the city. Chafuwa Meza, Don Kings in the building. Don Kings in the building. Chafuwa Meza, Chafuwa Meza.
All right, welcome everybody to another episode of the Chafuwa Meza podcast. I'm your host, Slimmy G, and today we have a special guest that's gonna touch our hearts with the story that she's about to tell us, the stuff that she does for the communities out here. This is something I've been trying to do for myself, and I'm planning on it. I've not given up. This is about the men's conference, the women's conference, all this good stuff that we were just having a conversation about this behind the cameras, or at least behind the scenes. But anyway, before we get into all of that, because that's the good stuff, man, I have two of my special guests. One you already know, you know him for a long time, matter of fact. Man. It's been here like forever, man. I don't know, man. I feel like he probably on my podcast, and I have no idea. You know what I mean? But without further ado, man, I would like to go ahead and let you introduce yourself as we continue.
Yes. So I'm a main, and I'm so excited to be here today and just talk about my journey to finding purpose through community outreach.
Okay.
What's up, people? Man, it's your boy Elvis, aka Mosh. I'm back to the scene. Let me thank you so much for hitting me back up. Start the new year just the same way we started last year, bro. So appreciate you.
Huge, man. It is crazy because I think you're my first 2026 Kenyan guest so far for this
Wow.
year.
There we
So
go.
yeah, emotional.
I'm happy.
Again, man, you got the award for the year already, man. But yeah, well, welcome to the pod. Thank you guys for stopping by. I know it takes a lot when you squeeze me into your own schedule. You know what I mean? I appreciate so much. I don't take you guys for granted, man. But let's get to it, man. You just mentioned right now something about purpose, your
Yes.
life purpose, right?
Yes.
Please tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So would you like me to start back to the beginning of how I came across?
Please.
Sure. So in 2019, I had recently separated from my then husband. I I had a lot of firsts that year, just moving on my own for the first time because I went from college to, parents, then to being married, living with my partner. So that was the first time me living out on my own. There, I was working in property management at the time, and I had a bit of a struggle. It wasn't bringing in enough money. I also felt like, what do I want to do with my life? I feel stuck. I'm not moving anywhere here. So then I started to go to school for cybersecurity. From there, being in a cybersecurity program, when I completed that, I was struggling to find a job in cybersecurity. And my company at the time, a property management company, they had extended the opportunity to move to North Carolina for a role that they had there. It wasn't the role that I was expecting, but it still got my foot in the door. So I said, okay. I'm a little nervous because actually this is my first year living on my own. Now I'll be moving away from my family. So I don't have any family in North Carolina, starting in a new industry. So I was fearful, but that evening, once they extended that offer to me, I said, let me think about it. I went home that night. I prayed. I was like, God, if you mean for this to happen, give me a sense of peace or show me that this is what you want for my life. And that peace came instantly. And I was able to make that decision from there. Like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take the step. I moved to North Carolina. I was in that role for 3 months. And then I was offered a higher paying role from there. I was in that role for an additional 6 months. And then I started to search for the original role that I was looking for, cybersecurity. So I got back out there again. I started as a contractor in a role, which I was then 11 months later hired full time. Uh, that was the most money I was making. I had made my first six-figure job, so I was like, okay, finally, like I'm here, no more struggling.
Yes.
But I was going crazy with the money. I mean, I was like doing everything that I couldn't do when I was struggling. I was like going to all the restaurants, let me travel, like, just spending the money. But then I realized, like, well, I have this six-figure job now, but I'm still fearful any day if I lose this money that I'll be right back in the same place that I was at before. So I went back to God again. I said, help me be a proper steward for what you've given me. I know you didn't give it to me to go ahead and blow and be reckless like this.
True.
And if I was to lose the job and then end up in the same place, that would be on me. So then from there, God really helped me through that time. I was able to start to focus on properly stewarding my money. So saving and focusing on all of the things to build that generational wealth for the purpose that he gave me that for. But then I was still feeling like I didn't have a sense of purpose. So, with my church community, I started to participate in some of their outreach events. And that's when I found the true purpose of my life. I finally felt whole. It wasn't money, it wasn't possessions, it wasn't bags or the trips or anything. It was to be able to serve other people. So, getting out there, participating with some of the nonprofit organizations that my church worked through, shelters, food pantries, the children's hospital, it all just helped me feel a sense of purpose finally in life. So just doing that, I just felt so grateful that God had finally showed me like this is what he called me to do, to give back to others through donation and donating my time.
Wow. That is insane. I like that.
Wow.
I like that. I
Wow.
like that. I don't
Wow.
even know how to
Wow.
start with this one, man. I don't know.
Man.
Where do we move next?
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, that is super great. But this is the question I would like to ask because I've seen a lot of people struggle, especially when it comes to the purpose. Because again, like you mentioned earlier, people tend to get confused with a career and a purpose. So when they have a career, they feel like that's their purpose.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
So you depending on what your career is, because sometimes people will take a career just for the money. They just want to be able to provide, whether it's I have to pay off these student loans or
Yes.
whatever the purpose is. I have to provide for my family. But I think true purpose is when you actually enjoy what you do. I think it's when, again, you get to serve others, whether it's like solving a problem for others, solving a problem for your community. I think that's when you found true purpose, whether it's in your career or even something that a side track quest that you do outside of your career.
Okay. I can agree to that. the sad thing in life is because we have people sometimes end up not finding their purpose.
Yes.
Which is the sad thing. Because to me, I believe we all as human beings have a purpose in life. The point is for you. I think like that's your agenda in life. You have to find out what's your purpose in life, and then that's when you live your full life.
That's when you can be the happiest.
I want to say so. I want to say so. And to me, this is actually my purpose. That's why it's easier for me to do this. I can do any time. It doesn't matter.
There you
In the
go.
middle of the night, morning, date, whatever. It doesn't matter, man. It's my purpose.
Yes.
Yes, for sure. Now, this is where we get crazy a little bit.
Okay. I'm nervous.
No, don't be nervous, man, because this is something that you normally do. I mean, of course, from doing the things that you do, especially when it comes to your purpose in life, you have been helping. I know you don't want me to use this name, but, man, it's part of my questions. I gotta
The
use it.
less unfortunate.
Yes.
Let's go with the less unfortunate.
All right, the less unfortunate. You've been helping these people for a while, right?
Yes.
Do you think right now our community can actually thrive without having, or at least having, the less blessed, less opportunity people sleeping on the street?
So I think that a goal of our community should be to try to resolve that issue with the population of those that are facing homelessness. I think that, it's nice when we have the nonprofit organizations that could feed those, that can provide them cold weather kits, but to be able to get to a point where you can provide them housing, I think should be the goal.
It should be the goal, and that comes back to the government, right? Because you were born here, right?
Yes, so I was born in Washington D.C., Baltimore area.
Baltimore area. Shout out to the whole DMV area. You see, and this is probably will go back with me and him because of course, you guys know him. We come from the same place. Now, in our situation, is because of corruption. Corruption changes everything. When most people in my country, which is Kenya, we depend on the government. You know what I mean? It's not like America. America has more opportunities. You can wake up tomorrow and decide to be whatever you want to do, and you can make a move. In my country, a lot of people are homeless, or I don't like that name.
That's
A lot
right.
of people are fighting poverty because of the government.
Yeah.
And the government's biggest thing that they do to the people is corruption. You know,
Yes.
if we say, especially in our country, if we say, let's wait for the government to make a difference, or let's call upon the government, or let's call upon all these politicians and all these leaders to make a difference in our society, I don't think that will ever happen because, first of all, in their own minds, they're living well in life. If I get to eat yours and I'm living well, my kids probably get to go to a better school, international school. We making a lot of money. We buying lands and nice houses and stuff like that. And you calling me to change my lifestyle so you can live better. Do you think I will listen to you?
No.
But I think that's the point, right? That's
Yes.
the point comes down to the new generation of leaders that are going to take seat, right? How can we showcase that? Like a platform like this is something that goes ahead and tells folks, hey, listen, the old generation, they did what they did because they believed that was the right thing for them to do.
True.
Right. And I'm not saying that the new generation is what's going to eradicate corruption. No, it's not. It has to start with us, the people. And then the leaders who are given that opportunity to lead the people, they have to take it as a mantle for themselves. Right. And so I would say that the current generation, like the leaders that we are going to have in the, let's say, 10, 20 years to come, what, just like you said, what they need to do, they need to look at it from a point of, okay, yes, I'm okay eating because unfortunately, as a human society, we are more conditioned to be selfish, where I want the best for me and my family, right? But at the same time, like she said, purpose. If your purpose is really to give and you're supposed to lead the folks, lead in a more diligent and a more um, transparent way. So it's like, okay, let's say I'll give one example. This numbers are not real. Just giving an example. Let's say Nairobi. We know we have one of the biggest slums in Nairobi. Okay, if I was to be elected to become the MP or whatever of Nairobi, what do you think would be the best way for me to help out a situation like that, like the slums and whatnot? How can I come in and help that? Of course, we know within 4 years it is not possible. Let's just call it what it is. But if I start a train and the next person who comes after me follows that same train, 3, 4, 5 generations, we will eradicate it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I guess I get your point completely, and that's how I say for us it's completely different because that's actually the way it's supposed to go, or at least that's the way it's supposed to be done. But corruption comes in and changes everything completely, and then the people are left out, and then now we come back to what you're doing to help the people because
Yes.
the government is leaving them people just stranded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of people that are facing homelessness are veterans. How are you an employee of the government
Yeah.
and you end up facing homelessness?
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't get that.
Yes. Wow. I don't even know how to answer that one because if you're gonna put your life on the line for this country or at least for your nation, at least the least they could do is take care of you.
Yes,
Absolutely.
have a
That's
plan
absolutely.
after to help them
Yeah.
out. Whether it's a lot of them are facing mental illnesses, which result in them ending up being homeless. They just don't have the funds after they retire out of the military. So it's so many things, and they can have better programs to help them through that.
Oh, for sure. For sure. That is definitely one point that I can agree that it's painful to see, especially in a first world country like the United States, and the fact that they have not catered for the folk that have given their lives and literally their time for the freedom that we get to enjoy. Like this right here, we literally have a freedom of speech
Yes.
Yes.
because there's some people who have said, you know what, I will fight for this country, and I just feel like that those they should be taken care of in such a manner that exemplify what they've done for us,
Yep.
without a doubt.
I like that. I like that. I like that. Okay. So back to you. Let me ask you this. What do you think a community will look like, actually a thriving community right now, if we include the most vulnerable people? What do you think it's going to look like?
So, if we were to pretty much like eradicate the issue that they're facing, um, so one, if we can resolve the issues, whether it's, someone is facing homelessness because of mental issues, getting them the proper treatment so they will be able to go out in the world and maybe get a job or something to be able to afford housing from there. Or if it's just someone that just fell on hard times, I mean, there's so many people that is one paycheck away from being homeless.
Oh man, a
ex-
lot of people.
Yes.
A lot of people.
Especially with the economy right now, like
Yeah.
we just have to be realistic. I mean, a lot of government employees, when they had the shutdown at the time, they were like so worried. They had to drive Uber and do DoorDash in order to have money. And some of them were still going to work, and it was unfair. So I think like to be able to provide shelter, like a place that is sort of like a transitioning place. So to help them get on their feet so they can live a better life. So they won't be in that space forever. And then for people that require treatment, again, for mental illnesses, having a program for that so they can get back out into the working force if they're capable of it after going through treatment. So just having things like that in the community, I think, could be helpful to rid the issue.
You know what I'm thinking? Because even from what you just mentioned right now, I'm trying to understand at what point did we normalize homelessness?
I think that's another thing as well that I recognized as I was finding my purpose, because a lot of times, we'll ride down the street in your car, and they're usually downtown area, and you'll be at a light stopped, and at some point I realized, like, this is not fair. This person is a human just like me. But when did we make them so invisible that we pass by, we look away, if someone has a sign that they're seeking assistance? And so I've tried to make it a goal that when I do see someone that is going through a struggle or in need at the time, like, instead of looking away or making them invisible, I will, hey, I have a little money here. Or if I don't have money, I always have my card on me. So, hey, are you hungry? Like, could I go pick you up something to eat? I was able to do that recently for someone, and my friend called me, and I was like crying. He's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I saw this man and his dog, and I'm going to go get him some food right now." But just to be able to do something like that, because they're not invisible. But it, like you said, it's been so normalized that, we do treat people that are facing a struggle or facing homelessness as they're invisible now.
That is true. Which actually brings me to my next question, right? Do you think the homelessness is more of a personal thing or is more of a systematic problem?
I think that it could be a bit of both. Like I said, some of it could be, there are people, like I volunteered earlier today at a shelter, and they specifically work with men that have challenges with addiction, mental illnesses. They provide housing for them. And, a part of that could just be the person is working through their own struggle. So that could be a personal thing that I still feel, and I know there's a sense of it, the person has to want the help first in order to get there. But I still feel, there is something that we could do about it. And then there are others that, it just is like a systematic thing, because it's difficult for them to get ahead as much as they have been trying.
That is true. You just mentioned something that reminded me of something. Being scared of the homeless people. I remember there was a time, like back in the day, you used to see someone homeless, and you sometimes you could stop, ask them, you could jump in the car with me. I'll take you somewhere you eat. I could do something for you. But like you mentioned earlier, nowadays it's more like, what would you like? Let me go get it, come right back. I don't want you in my car.
Yeah.
Because there's that fear, like, I don't know what you probably might do to me. Like, I don't feel safe. Like, that's
No.
out the window. Now we see them differently.
Yeah.
They could be mentally sick. Maybe they're just hungry. Maybe they lost everything, but they are still good people. But nowadays, is when you see them, it's like, I can't trust you like that. It's like, we see them differently.
I think that's just like what the current world we live in has like
Put a
shown.
fear.
It's not about them being homeless. It's just the fear of the next person. Right.
Absolutely.
So for instance, I put it this way. If let's say I didn't know you, cool people, right? I didn't know a man. And let's say I was with my girlfriend and we are out just enjoying a good night, right? I don't know a man, I don't know you. And or let me switch it. I know a man, but I don't know you. And let's say we leave this function, right? And a man's like, "Oh, dang, I have a flat tire." It's so easy for me to go, "Oh, hey, I'll drop you off, or we can wait. You call AAA. I'm easily wait." I don't know you. You hear me, I'll be like, "Hey, man, I just saw you in there. My tire is flat." I'm like, hold on now. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a matter of how your situation is. It's just, I think it's just something that's been fed into who we are nowadays. Like, we don't have that, let me help first, is let me check first kind of mentality. And so even with, and I appreciate you doing that so much, like that. I don't know about you, but that kind of steered me forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do give them money, and if I don't have money, I feel so bad, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I don't got it." But that's step forward of, "Hey, man, you hungry? Let me go around. I'll get you something." I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's something we should definitely That's my 2026.
There you
Appreciate
go.
Put that in my back pocket. You know what I'm saying? I put that. But back to my original point, it's not even about their situation. I think it's just what the society we live in is more a cautious society in general, no matter who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree because I've been on that road. Like I say, back in the day, I used to give people rides. I find you on the way. Like I never saw you as a threat to me. It was just like, okay, you need something, I got you. You going that way? It's the same way I'm going anyway. Just jump in, let's go. It wasn't a problem. I find you somewhere you have no gas. I put gas for you. There was no questions. Nowadays, sometimes I pull up in a gas station, someone walk up to me and they tell me the same thing. Hey, I'm homeless. Such and such is going on. I start questioning this guy. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like you're playing me. Just trying to
Yeah.
make money out of me. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like I don't see you for you no more.
And see, there's one thing that my pastor said that really stuck with it. Actually, we go to the same church. And it was one sermon that he had, and he was talking about how, they'll see someone that's struggling or facing homelessness, and that person will ask for money, and they're like, no, he's probably just going to use it to buy drugs or alcohol. And he's like, so what? Like, is that hurting you? If
Ooh.
he is, like, you don't know what he's using it for. So you're thinking about that. So you don't want to give him anything, but he may actually be using it to get food. Whatever he uses that for, at least you were able to give to this person, and you'll feel good at the end of the day, knowing that, hey, he
You helped
said he
someone.
needed food. I gave him money for that. And it's after that, like, it's, you don't have to worry about what happens after that.
It's not my job to judge them. That's another
Yeah,
thing I do.
Yeah,
I don't know
absolutely.
because we see it differently. Because now this is the case. I've worked in a gas station before. We used to have homeless people come in the gas station, and from the money they collected from outside there, from begging from people, they come and buy alcohol and cigarettes, right? Now, hours later, you find these same guys, now they're drunk, they go break into other people's businesses, start to steal stuff. And then they blame it on alcohol. It's like, that, I was in my right mind. Now you question yourself next time. If I'm giving you money and you're going to buy alcohol, because I'm trying to help you, go get some food or at least buy some clothes, something, but you're going to use the same money to go buy alcohol, get drunk, and then do stupid stuff or at least commit crime later on, then why should I give you my money? Because I'm seeing you doing these things.
But I don't think that we should look at it, because that's probably going to be the small amount of people that are facing homelessness that'll do that. Most of them are still people of integrity. So I don't think that we should look at it as a whole when we're thinking like, oh, should I give this person money? Because are they going to now do this? Like, I think that we should just think of them like as someone with integrity. Like, hey, they're going to take this money and get themselves some food, and hopefully, this will help them out for a
It's
bit.
true. Even though most of the time you get judged by someone's experience. So I will judge you from what I've experienced before. It's like,
Yeah.
Which is not fair,
it's
right?
not fair.
Exactly.
And to piggyback on that, right? Let's say, okay, cool. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna give this person my money. I'm gonna donate it to this charity. How sure are you that charity? is
Again,
good? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it becomes this game you're playing of weighing scales.
Yeah.
It's not the way my mom puts it for me. She says, it's not your job to weigh the scales of somebody's life. God is gonna weigh yours. Don't weigh theirs.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do out of the kindness of your heart. Keep it pushing.
Yeah.
That makes, I mean, I could agree to that. I could agree to that. But then again, that comes back to religion and all different. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, religion and also just who you are as a person, right? Like if you're a good person in heart,
Yeah.
which
You're a
you
good
are.
person,
If I'm a good person, you're a good person, she's a good person, right? If I feel like, hey man, I can help bro out, I'm gonna just do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, hey man, I stop at Chick-fil-A, I got 2 fries. You want one?
yeah.
Simple as that. And I
exactly.
keep it pushing for the rest of my life. I might never see this bro again.
More than
Yeah.
likely.
But
yeah.
There you
guess
go.
what? That day, that brother did not go to bed hungry.
True.
I'm happy with that.
You got your blessings.
I got my
Yeah.
blessing, man.
Yeah. We can't blame that. I mean, come on, man. Salute to you for that one. All right. So, let me ask you this: what signs do you think, as a community, that we tend to fail to pay attention to before the growth of homelessness happen. Sometimes there's simple signs that probably as a community we don't pay attention to it, and then boom, you start seeing a lot of homelessness going on around the community. What do you think that is?
Mm. Uh,
Do you think sometimes it could be the economy is too harsh? People are
it
being
could
put out.
definitely be
Yeah.
the economy. Like speaking from a place of Raleigh in specific, because that's where I've done like most of my outreach work. Um, before moving or after moving here, I've seen so many people talk about how Raleigh used to be like, so inexpensive. It used to be this and that. And we have a lot of transplants that are coming here now. The cost of living has gone up, not to mention just the general economy itself has gone up. So, a lot of the housing has become unaffordable. I've met with people like friends and come across people that are working to build affordable housing in the Raleigh area. So if there could be more affordable housing in the area, um, and those things that we can look at to try to prevent the issue before it becomes an issue, I think that would, you know, just rectify a lot of this.
Hmm. Good point. And this is another thing that sometimes it might happen on a smaller scale. How someone is struggling to pay maybe like a bill, like a big bill, could be the rent, could be a light bill, and then you reach out to your friends, hey, could you help me do such and such? And then everybody's probably laughing at you like, sorry, this dude is broke. Like, they won't give it to you, but now they're making jokes out of you. It breaks your heart. And now in your mind, it's like I can't ask anybody else for any type of help, right? And then down the line, we find you being kicked out,
Hmm.
which becomes a problem now to the community because now you're going down the street, you're living on the street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And slowly by slowly, by seeing other people, maybe that becomes the new thing going on in your community. We're seeing the growth of homeless people around you guys. That could be something.
And I was gonna piggyback on kind of build off of that. It's more what the you said the early signs to look at, right?
Yeah.
It's like honestly, it's just shame. We talked about it behind the scenes just a few minutes ago. As men, we want to put this ego of, man, I'm not gonna ask for this, or I want to put that ego, that look of, hey, I don't think I can talk about this. I don't feel like I can ask bro, I can ask sis about one, two, three. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
me and the man being friends for almost 3 years now, but it's like if I'm going, I'm like, nah, I can't call him man. I'm a guy. I gotta be look at this type. That type
Yeah.
of ego and that shame. Once you live with that, you even when you're struggling, be it addiction, because I mean, we know a lot of people that we like, how's bro doing? You ain't never heard from him. Like we knew him back in the day, but we don't hear anything about them right now.
Hmm.
And it's from a point of, hmm, I wonder how dog is doing. But I never did that initial step of like actually trying to reach out to bro.
Yeah.
And he could have been struggling about it because, like you just said, if I say something, people gonna laugh at me, gonna look at me this way. So I feel shameful and I feel like I can't be looked down upon. So I'm not gonna speak about it. So
Yeah.
maybe that's the few signs we need to start looking about. It's like, hey man, you remember oh dude 1 2 3? We used to hang out with them. Oh hey girl, you remember I used to hang. How's she doing? How? But instead of me just asking you, actually be like, hey man, you think you got a number? Hey, how you doing? You good? How's life? Just really do check in with
Yeah.
intention.
Yeah.
With intention.
Because a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of people, they tend to withdraw when they do have shame. And also, the whole thing where people are helping. And I know that people do it from a good place of like recording, but like when someone helps in the community and then they have a camera in someone's face, like, I think that there's a level of respect that have to have for people that are facing homelessness when you are helping them and not having the camera in their face because like you said they may be shameful, they may have had a situation where they didn't want to go to their family or friends to ask for help, and now this is the way that they're finding out that they're facing homelessness because of a video on TikTok or Instagram.
Wow. That is something to really think about because sometimes this is what they say, right? I've seen this argument before. when people are doing well, they always expose themselves. You know what I mean? Like they're taking pictures. I got a nice car. I'm over here eating good food, whatever. I'm taking a trip. I'm at the beach, whatever the case might be. Now, they always question back, if I'm helping someone, why will I not want to put that guy on camera to show what I'm doing? Or sometimes you have people, like especially the famous people, right? If they do say they help people, they'll always get questioned. Who can back you up in what you're saying?
Yeah.
We didn't see you help nobody. Who did you help? So it's like, all right, for me to back up my story, I have to have a video. That's my evidence, right? So whenever I do, or whenever I go to help, I have to record myself helping these people. Does that change things now?
I mean, I think there's a tasteful way to do it. Like you can show the behind the scenes, everything leading up to. We just did a campaign around Thanksgiving and for our community, and we recorded a lot of the behind the scenes, like us packaging the meals, the the cold weather kits, the hygiene kits, showing us in the streets, like just with our baggage, and but we weren't having the camera in anyone's face because again, like just a level of respect for them.
And I like that, but I feel like even right now we live in a society where there's no shame no more. It's like everything's being exposed. There's no like, all right, this is too much. Let's hold back.
Yeah.
It's like people are
Bring
showing
back shame,
exactly.
as my friend would say.
I think that's very true. That's exactly what we need to do right now. Bring back shame. So if there's no shame no more, I don't think people feel any type of way when it comes to that. They'll just put the cameras in their faces, like, "Hi, see what's going on."
Do you think that, okay, so when I put my camera in, let's say I'm walking around, I'm giving out food, and I put my camera on that person, how do you personally feel? Like, yes, I could be doing it out of good intentions, but me exposing that person, putting them on social media, and social media is a wildfire. You light one match and it spreads out. How do you think somebody else is going to take my video and edit it about that person? That's how I look at it from. So like you said, if a famous person was to do it, how people will question, you're saying you did 1, 2, 3, where's the proof? They're in a different light than me. Elvis is not famous. If someone, a rapper, basketball player, they do it, they're in a very different light than I will ever be at, right? So from them, like you said, if they have PR teams that can make this look very tasteful, they can go shaking hands, stuff this, 1, 2, 3. But for me, unless I'm really just looking for clout, I don't think I need to be putting them in my light. I can just be like, hey guys, we did this, and hey, I'll be planning to do this next time. Whoever wants to join me, come through. This is what we did. And like she did, hers was, I loved it. Where we just walked around Moscow. It looked like a regular day. Nobody knew it was Thanksgiving until she said it was Thanksgiving. I mean, again, so it's one of those. It's like you have to realize what platform you're on. If you're a celebrity, you have a PR team that can handle that. But me, I don't feel the need of me putting somebody on it. Like it doesn't add any, unless I'm just chasing clout at that point.
Yeah. And to add to your point is giving back to someone or serving your community shouldn't be something that you're looking for or seeking attention from others for. Is to serve God, first of all, by helping his people and serving his people. So that should be the only clout that you should be looking for, is like God saying that you're serving his people. And if you are going to share, it's okay to share in a way, like Elvis was saying, that like, hey, I want to share that I'm doing this so more people can help get involved. So more people can come serve. I don't have a point to prove to anyone that, hey, I'm doing this. Like, you see, I'm giving away my money for this. It's not about you, but hey, if this is for me to show you, this is what I'm doing. If you want to get involved, whether donating or volunteering your time, here's some of the work that I've done before.
It makes a lot of sense, even though now we live in a world, like you mentioned earlier, of chasing clout. People are doing that for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, when you do stuff like that, you get more numbers or more viewership. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
People pleasing.
yeah, I don't know about that, man.
Pleasing.
I don't know about that, man. But for sure, over here, like I mentioned earlier, this is something that I back up in my podcast. I love helping people, and it's something I'm still doing in the moment. I don't have any videos, so
That's all right. That's all right.
You're
You're
doing your
doing
job,
it.
man.
Yeah, you're doing your part.
you guys have taken my word, man. I don't.
That is absolutely all right.
Yeah, but for the few people I've been helping behind the scenes, you guys know yourselves, man. So shout out to you guys. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, that's the type of thing we're doing. But I'm pretty sure at some point, of course, we're gonna be having videos because I know at some point we're gonna be people gonna start questioning us. I don't know about that, man. We never seen nothing. So you
Yeah.
guys, it's all about. I mean, so yeah. Anyway, that's a story for a different day, man. Even speaking of that, homelessness. I mean, homeless people. What do you think communities and what makes communities start distancing themselves from homeless people?
Status.
Yeah, I think that it's a lot of people. You had mentioned something earlier about just a lot of people selfish. I was listening to one podcast, and there was this millionaire there, and he was just talking about how he uses his wealth in order to serve purpose in life. And he teaches his kids that as well. Like, you don't just get to get allowance for washing dishes or something, but how did you help somebody else today? And, but he was talking as well in that same podcast about how he has a lot of friends that are wealthy. Like, what? Why are you giving your money for this? Why are you giving your money for that? But they just bought like the latest car. And it's just like, they're so far from reality. Like, hey, I mean, there are some people that are born into wealth, but like, some people have had to build it. And it's like, hey, you were once in a place of struggling. Like, let's humble ourselves
Yeah.
because God can take it away at any
At
time.
any time.
And we have to be able to humble ourselves because you don't want to be in that place where you're now in this person's position, but you were looking down on them when you were above. We're not above anyone. We're not above the law.
Yeah, let me piggyback on that. I have a buddy of mine. Prior to COVID, he was actually homeless. He was in Durham. He lived under the bridge, like outside, and all this. And then he when he gives this story, man, it's one of the things that kind of spearheaded me myself into like the outreach as well. He said that it's one person who came and said, "Hey, right now, what is one thing that I could give you that you'd feel like I've changed your whole life from right now?" And he said, "I would love money to buy food. I would love money to buy a house." But he said, "The only thing right now, if you could provide for me that I would appreciate, if you give me an opportunity."
I was about to say that.
That's it. And so the guy picked him up, mentored him and everything. Long story short, the brother is doing very great. He lives in LA right now. He's doing great. Instead of putting his business out there, let's just say he's in the film world. Like, he has had a couple roles in multiple shows that you guys have watched, but it took an opportunity from somebody. So, and this is someone who was making wealth, like big money. So he went from, I'm this person right here. Let me bring my status to meet this person where they are and really see how I can help. So I think, to answer your question, what makes us has made the community distance from them is either one, some people feel like they're better than them. I could never be there. Like, you start saying that statement, okay, especially as Africans, sometimes we can have the saying, me, I can never be that because I know better. No, you don't. You have idea. You're given the opportunity to learn that stuff. But like she said earlier, here in the US, it takes less than 3 paychecks and you can be outside. You miss 3 paychecks, you're done. So I think that's one of the things. Is just we believe that either we are better than them, or I can't never be there, so he should be able to get himself out of there. That kind of mentality. I think that kind of puts that little bridge between us.
Crazy, man. And this is another thing. If you pay attention, you always see homeless people always around the city areas, and that is very weird. Here in America, I noticed, especially coming from California, where the big names come from, the actors, you know what I mean? In LA, the rate of homeless people out there is extremely late. You can't even imagine. And the crazy thing is right there on the street. Like you can't miss these people. So all these rich folks are always driving down the street every single day and they get to see these people, but nobody seems to care.
Yeah,
That's the sad part about it. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
it is. There's some areas where it's really bad.
You know what really gets me? It's when these people drive on the same street every single day and they see these guys, but in their mind, it's like they don't even see them. And then something happens. Let's say maybe me and you come down the street, we help these people, and then that story goes to the news. It makes to the news, right? The same people now turns on like, how can I help?
Yeah.
What do you mean? How can you help, man? They're down the street.
Yeah.
Like she said, some people just what you called it live out of reality.
Yeah. No, they're so far removed from reality, especially once they get to a certain point. But it's always important. Like I don't care at what level I get in life. Like I will never look down on someone that might not be at that level at the time, because again, it could be me at any time. And also it's like, you have to have respect for everyone equally, no matter where they are. When we were able to do our campaign for Thanksgiving, like, oh my gosh, everyone was so appreciative. They called us like young kings and queens. They were so thankful, and we had respect for them. We weren't just coming to like throw something in their face like here and going with our cameras or anything. Like we truly did it from the bottom of our hearts, like taking our time away, before spending time with our families for Thanksgiving and getting to do that. And it's just like they were so appreciative because we also had respect for them at the time.
Man, let me now ask you about that question now, because you've been mentioning a lot about that, and I was just waiting for that for the end, but
I'm sorry.
let's just get to it right now
Jumped
because
ahead.
we just keep talking about it. So how did you come up with the whole thing?
So actually, like I shared early on, it became a part of my regular routine once a month, where I was volunteering with different nonprofit organizations. Like I actually made that a commitment to myself once a month. Like if nothing else, at minimum, I'm going to volunteer with one nonprofit organization. And
What's the process with that? We just call in and ask. Hey,
so usually I'll sign up through the organization directly, so you can check on their websites, like any of the nonprofit organizations in your area. Check on their website, see how you can volunteer or how you can donate. They'll usually have a link that leads you there. You'll fill out a sign up form on their website, and someone usually reaches you. Or some websites they even have it a little bit more organized, where you can sign up just directly through the website for what day you want to show up and volunteer. Or you can go through your local church, as well, and they'll have different outreach events. So I would do that either
do they
through
check
my
your
church.
background?
So if you are going to volunteer on a regular basis, most places may do a background check. But if you're doing, just a one-off where you're going for like the day to volunteer and you're just signing up for one day, they won't do a background check because you're just showing up as a volunteer that day. So I'll usually do those, not the long-term volunteer opportunities. And for my birthday, actually in July, I decided, like, I would actually like to do my own campaign. I volunteer a lot with the nonprofit organizations, but it would really feel good for me to do this at the end of this year for Thanksgiving. And one of my friends, she was like, "Yeah, let me know. Like, I'm down. I do something like this back at home." And so I said, "Okay, yeah, let's make this happen then." So, I started out by just drafting up the details of the campaign, how much I was looking to raise, how much or what items I was looking to get. Also, what areas we were looking to target for that time period. And I created a GoFundMe because it was just going to be for friends and family to donate. And we were able to make it happen. I had friends volunteer. Elvis was there, his partner, like some other close friends showed up on the day of. And we really felt good doing that. And I was like, I want to do more of this going forward. Like, how could I make this happen where this could be like something quarterly and increase from there?
Oh, nice, man. I'm hoping next time you probably invite me as well. I want to be part of
Yes.
it. That was super dope. I don't even know. Elvis should have told me something about that because I saw him on the video. I was like, yo, that's Elvis.
Yeah, man. Like, so when she posted it, funny enough, I was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna be in town. So the first thing I did, I saw the GoFundMe link, of course, donated to that because to me, I was like, okay, I love this, so I'm gonna just go ahead and present like how can I help out. And then you found out that at the time, my partner, she was coming down to town to actually visit for Thanksgiving, and so she does it. She does her own type where she either collect clothes or her family they cook a lot. So you know how back home when we have like a gathering, we'll cook and then we just open the gate for the community to come. So she does that and then puts him in styrofoam and drives through Tampa. So she was like, "Hey, for Thanksgiving, is there a place where we can donate our time and like give back?" I was like, "You could have not picked the better moment to ask this." That night, I texted her. I said, "What day are we doing? What day are you doing this?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm doing your Thanksgiving." I said, "Perfect. Me and Desire coming." And she was like, so I called her back. I was like, "Hey, I just found the thing." And there, she had already met Desire at the time. I was like, "Me and Desire coming." They were like, "Oh my God, you're going to be in town? Awesome." And so, and I should have honestly presented it to more people. Like I was going to be doing that because you've met my dogs that I came with the last time.
Yeah.
That same day, they were like, "How you gonna go here and not let us know?" I'm like, "Man, I dropped the ball. My bad on that." But I called her literally. So we did that, and then I think a Sunday after we were at church, I said, "Hey, please let me know the next one because I have people who have been asking me about this."
Yeah.
So I got you. As soon as she puts it out, trust me, I will be helping to promote it.
Yeah,
out there.
promote it because, of course, like I say, that's one of my purpose in life as well. I love helping people. So when I see stuff like that, especially people that I already know,
Yeah.
or I believe in these people, I want to be part of the journey as well. You know what I
There you
mean? If I
go.
don't know, it might be different. Like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I don't, yeah. So next one, please,
got you.
please. Yo,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think to be fair, I wasn't expecting it to be like such a good turnout. I mean, we surpassed our goal with the donations. I even had to shut down the link because I was like, all right, this is too much money now. Like, I'll find a use for it. But, I think we're good now. We even like surpassed the target number that we were able to do for a first event. And so it's just like, yeah, we need more of this to reach a bigger group of people and down, in our area.
Man, that really says a lot about you. You actually cut down the link so people stop sending money. You know how many folks will be chilling like, yo, yeah, we need more money.
That's the African mentality right there.
And then all the money becomes yours. Like
Yeah.
you pocket the money. Yo, that speaks volume of you, man. Like shout out to you, man. That's big, man. You good people.
Integrity.
Yeah, you should definitely be a leader in the future, man. I don't know, man. Can you be a president?
I wish. I don't think I'm there
my
yet.
she gets my vote. I tell you that now. Shoot.
Yeah, we're gonna be voting for you, man. 'Cause we need people like you, man. That is dope, man. Shout out to you for that one.
Thank you.
All right. So let's back to my questions. Let me ask this one, man. And this is actually something because the whole time we've been mentioning a lot about God. We keep mentioning God's name a lot, which I love that a lot. And this question comes to where what cultural belief do you think help or hurt our society or ability for us to help each other? Because sometimes, like you say, it's just a shame, but that's not a culture thing. You know what I mean? But in culture, what do you think is stopping us from helping each other as far as homeless goes? Because in our society, where we come from, in Africa, um, if we say culture,
Maybe tribalism.
yes, that's the number one thing I was going to say. Is tribalism. Tribe becomes a factor. It's like, it's not from where I come from, so
Yeah.
I don't see why I should help you. You know what I mean? In America, maybe we can say racism.
Um,
That
Maybe.
kind of prevents us from helping one another.
Yeah, it's like I look down on you now. It's like, it's not. It's not.
I think it could be. I think that is coming from a place of fear as well. Like sometimes people think, oh, if I give this to this person now, like what if I am in a place where I don't have it? But people don't realize like the more that you get, like God doesn't want us to like hold on and idolize something so much, like money or whatever. When you're able to, I mean, whether that's like tithing for your church, or donating, like you don't realize how much when you pour out that and like don't hold on to it so tightly that the more you get, whether it's just and your perspective, like internally, how blessed you feel with it, or just even tangible blessings that you get after that.
That is so true. And even adding on to that, or at least I've seen people that give so much that even them end up begging now. It's like they had little, they didn't have enough. It's like, this is all I have, but I'm gonna give it away so I can help other people. And then now they're struggling themselves. They start asking for help. So to me, I mean, I could be wrong, but this is always my belief. I always say, let your cup fill up and then pour onto other people. Because if you don't have enough, that means you're gonna be struggling as well.
But
It's just me. I mean,
what do you determine as your cup being full? What is that determinant for you?
I have enough for me, or at least I have more than enough for me to help other people. Let's say, for example, if I only have $10 and I have a bill that I need to pay for $10, I don't need to give away my $10 away and then I start calling you later on like, hey, I need $10.
I respect
I mean,
that.
yeah. In
I
a way,
respect
we also have to be smart. Like, so, in my sense, like, I will put a budget aside for how much I can afford to give as well. But just also like making sure, like, again, if I know I have this extra money, I can't hold on so tightly. Like, oh, if I give this to someone, like, what if I then need it? It's like, no, it'll be fine. Like, I'll figure it out. If I am in that, do end up being in that situation for some reason. But I think it's about still being smart. Like, you can budget for how much you want to give or how much you want to pour into people.
I agree to that. And then again, that goes to the stingy people. If you're stingy, you'll always be stingy, no matter
Yeah.
what.
Yeah, and it comes down to
Yeah.
what kind of human you are,
Yeah.
right? Because I think like you touched on that and you said it's fear, and that is so true. Like I think we most of the time it's like we have this ideology of what if it was me, right? But at the same time, like you said, if you have $10, you have a bill that is going to put you in trouble for $10. Discernment tells you cover that, right? But then if you have $100 and your bill is $10, give out the $10. You still have 90,
Yeah.
right?
You
And
gotta
it's
go.
not, but it's that of, oh, I have this 100, but I have that 90 water bill, but that light bill might also come. Yeah, it will come. It's not a if, it will. But for you to have this right now, you can share, right? And it just comes down to that, like, who are you as a person? Like you said, bro, if you're stingy, you gonna be stingy. Now,
True.
your blessings, I'm not saying that if you give, you will receive, but I am saying that the Lord does say, give generously.
You know
with
that
an open
that
heart.
was what I wanted to ask you. When you give away, should you have expectations?
No,
No.
no.
I always, tell this to people. I mean, it's my absolute pet peeve when someone's like, "Oh, when this person needed this, I did this and that." And I'm like, I don't care who it is. You should never give from a place of, "Oh, when I need it, like this person, I'm going to expect them to give back." Like, no, you do it from the kindness of your heart, not expecting a blessing, to come your way after. Not expecting like now you did this person, you're like you have this invisible I owe you like in your head now when something comes up. If you're doing it, you should absolutely only do it from the bottom of your heart and just knowing that you will feel good later on, regardless of what that person does.
Whoa, that is different. Because I always thought I expect something good from God. Like I'm talking to God. I'm telling you, see, when I help your people, I expect you to help me back. Now I'm in trouble over here. I need your help. I should not expect any help. Just that's out the window.
Let me ask you this then. Like, can I rephrase it for you a little bit then?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm your boy, if let's say I can't pay rent today, and I say, hey man, man, I'm stuck. If you can help me, my rent is atao. If you can help me with 500, I'll be glad. Are you expecting me to give you that 500 back?
Well, it goes two ways.
Okay.
Number one, if you're my friend and I know you're good, at some point expect to pay me back because I help you right now. So when you're good, you get back on your feet. You're gonna hit me back. Like, remember that money I owed you?
Okay.
Here you go.
All right, cool.
Now wait.
Okay.
If you're someone I know, and I know most of the time finances are a problem to you, and this is gonna affect our friendship, I'm gonna just give it to you knowingly. That's gone. I don't expect anything back from you.
Okay. So can I ask you a question? Is God your friend?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have the same finances he does?
I believe all the finances come from him.
There you
to
go.
me.
There you go. So
Yeah.
you just told me you give you two scenarios,
To human being.
if
That's a human being though.
but you're expecting blessing.
Yes.
Your expectance, is it coming from your heart or is it because you did it with an expectation of getting?
Both. It's coming from my heart because I say God. Remember, even though we don't want to compare the two.
All right.
Remember the first example I told you. If I know you're good, it's just now you're low. Your money's always good, but today you're low. I will expect for you to pay me back because you're always good. This other guy I know, he always has money problems. Because now I know 9 out of 10, I will never get this money back. So when I give it to you, it's out of here. Now when it comes to God, he's always blessing me. So
There you go.
when I give it to somebody else, I'm like, okay, I expect you again to bless me.
But you just answered your question. He's always blessing you. Why does that blessing have to be monetary?
It's not, but I'm just saying. It's not. It's not.
I mean,
It's really not. It's really not.
and even then, a blessing could just be the feeling that you get after. Like,
It's true, but I'm saying, my question was when I feel like I'm in need. That's the time I go like, okay, I feel like you should come through for me because I always.
I think you should go to him when you're in need with the same mentality of, I need help. That's it. Like, not.
not
You
because
know what?
just-
I need help right now. You remember, oh, dude, that I helped.
Right.
I'm gonna need you to pay that back.
But now you're pulling, you're pulling all the receipts of the many things you've been
Nah,
doing.
you can't do that.
I've been good. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, it
anyway.
was oh man, what's his name? He's from Atlanta. Maybe Pastor Philip. I can't remember. I might be wrong on this. Please don't quote me on this. Who he was, but he said this: if you're gonna pull receipts to prove yourself to God, can God pull receipts of your sins to not prove yourself to you?
And that's why I pray for me. I mean, what's the name? What's the word I'm looking for? I ask for my forgiveness. Forgive me for my mistakes.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So don't pull the receipts of something we already cool.
No.
See, you can't
It
eat
can't
your
be a
cake
give
and
and
have it.
take, right.
You can't eat your cake and have it. You either gonna do it from the bottom of your heart and just be like, listen, I feel good here.
Yes.
Down the line, I don't know how my blessing is gonna come, but it's gonna come. And I'm
Yeah.
happy with that.
But it's gonna come. That's expectation, isn't it?
But I know he's always blessing me. I woke up.
Yeah, but
was-
it's cool.
I-
But I get that. But what you just said, that's expectation.
God will always take
I'm
care of you.
always
when you
expecting
take
of
care
God. There you go. I expect God to take care of me.
Yeah.
So
That's
we,
it.
we're still saying the same thing a different way.
It's just like you're not having the expectation though. You're doing it from the kindness of your heart, but he's always going to take care of you when you're coming from a good place and you're looking out for his people. Like I said, it doesn't always have to be financial blessings. It could be a
Anything.
feeling that you
Yeah.
have or whatever. Having faith in God and having a relationship with him doesn't mean the absence of problems.
It's true. It's very true. I agree.
That's a
but,
good
but,
point.
But this is what I'm trying to say, though, right? Even when you mentioned earlier, I helped this person, right? This
Right.
guy needed food. I gave him food, and I walked away.
Right.
I know my blessings are coming.
Right?
Is that not expectation? I know my blessings are coming.
But you said when you get in trouble, you're gonna recall that you
remember,
helped them.
yeah, remember when you pray?
Why?
Because remember, most of the time at that time you feel vulnerable. You know what I mean? Because you got maybe, let's say for example, you got money problems. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's like I've always been helping people. My God, why do I end up in this situation right now? God, you know, I gave that guy. I've been good.
But okay,
Yeah.
so can I? What if you just said, God, at this moment, I'm struggling financially. You see it, but I trust you that you're gonna take care of me.
True, but there's no way of talking to God. You talk to God any
I
way.
feel you. That is very true. Everybody gotta talk to him in your own way.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't know if recalling the good deeds
that
that
you
you've done and
Yeah,
writing them
I
down.
don't think we want to take away from you doing something good for someone else. I don't want people to start to like sell it as, hey, I'm doing this. Like, am I going to get my blessing next week? Maybe I'll get like, I don't want people to start to walk around doing that. That takes away from the whole thing of like, at the end of the day, it gives you purpose to be able to serve God's people. Everything that God gives us is not always for us. It's for someone else sometimes. And you never know, some struggle that you could be going through. Someone could be going through a struggle with addiction and then they overcome it and then they meet someone else that's going through addiction. They're able to let them know, hey, this is how I overcame this. You just never know. So I think that we shouldn't though. Hey, am I going to get money back now that I'm like helping this person that's in need? I don't think that we should focus on that as our purpose for doing for others.
I agree. But I feel like the truth will come when you talk to your God because you'll find answers from him. Whatever you say to him will show you the right answers and what you're supposed to get back from him. But either way, pray to God and trust in him.
Always.
Yes. Yes. Oh my God. And time is out of here.
It's flying.
Matter of fact, what is one maybe it's for you because you've done this a few times. You have helped a few people. Has there been a time where a story or at least a homeless person really touched you and you felt like, oh my God, this is just a
it was my first time volunteering at the men's shelter, and I go there a few times now. But what really touched me was to be able to go to the men's shelter, and I'm just looking at the food, and just grateful that they're able to be served and they're able to provide for people and that are in need at the time. But my first time going there, and it may have been a different cook in the kitchen at the time, but some of the stuff I'm like, oh my gosh, like me personally, like I don't think I would eat this or anything like that. And it just goes to show like how we're like so spoiled and can be ungrateful, but yet the guys were like thanking us for coming, like, thank you so much. We appreciate you serving today. They were so kind. And like, it got me teary eyed. I was crying because I'm just like, it just goes to show like how, blessed we are every day. We can choose what food we want to eat and, we can like do whatever we want and, we have a choice. And we still will find ways to complain even though we have these choices.
course.
Oh my, we go
course.
to a steakhouse. Oh, my steak is not cooked right or whatever. And these guys are here and, they have this food that, and they're still so grateful and feel so blessed. And they're thanking us and God bless you. And, just so grateful. And it just showed me like, man, we need to be grateful at all times. It doesn't matter what situation we're in, whether we're at the top or what. I think a lot of times when people get to a certain status in life, they tend to forget God, like, and how he's blessed us, and they don't, pray or spend time with God and just thank him and remain grateful. You don't have to be at your lowest point to give praise to God and give thanks.
I agree. I really do agree with you. But I've noticed that a lot when people receive their blessings and they're in a good place, they always seem to forget about God. When they feel vulnerable, that's when everybody gives their life to God. Have you seen it when people go down? It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
what happened to Jesus? Now they're calling up to Jesus. Like, remember me?
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, shoot, I ain't even gonna lie. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I know I've been in those situations myself.
yeah.
I think
Where
we all have.
everything I was, and I was like, I got it.
Yeah.
Big dog got it right now. That things got tough. Like, hey, it's not good. Yeah. Hey, man.
it's me
remember
again.
me? It's me. It's your guy. Woohoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think, yeah, we all have been in it, which is a sad thing. But anyway, let's all keep God in our hearts and keep praying. That's the good thing we can do for ourselves and everybody else around you because you get blessings. And this is actually another question that you probably have experienced this before. What is one thing about homeless people always prefer to have, or they'll be asking for, but they rarely receive?
I think that the first thing that people always just think about for people facing homelessness is food. And, outside of that, they can also use socks. They're out there. Sometimes their socks get wet, like due to the inclement weather. Or they may get holes in them just from like, they have to travel from place to place. So socks, shoes, if you could provide, if it's during the wintertime, like cold weather gear or just things to keep them warm, a coat, backpack for them to carry their stuff in. For women, I don't think people think of hygiene kits. Like, I mean, even for me as somebody that works, it's so expensive to get that stuff. So just think like, how are they getting this stuff? So if you could provide hygiene kit or feminine care kits to the women, that would be really helpful. So I think those are some of the things that they would really appreciate more than anything, just in addition to or aside from food.
Have you ever experienced a situation where you gave a homeless person something and they give it right back to you? Like, nah, I don't want that. I'm good.
No, I haven't.
Never happened to
I've
you.
always had people that have been, grateful, for whatever you give.
I've had a joke before where someone said they gave a homeless person a bad food. They taste that food, was like, it's so trash. You take it back.
I know. I can say that I have, and it was disheartening for a little bit. So it was, like I said, that's where I got the Chick-fil-A story from. So I had gone where I stay. There's a food line. There's a Chick-fil-A, and so you're pulling in, and you're like, cool. So I go in and do my shopping real quick. And then I was like, you know what? Let me pass by Chick-fil-A, get me some. And I see the mom over there. I'll just give them like a bag of fries. And I bought like a Gatorade pack. And I'll give them that. And as I'm pulling in, like I'm about to leave, I see them packing. I was like, hey, excuse me, would you like some food?
Yeah.
And they're like, nah, I like some money though.
Oh,
I was like, I'm sorry, I don't got money, but I do have food. I got like fries here and Gatorade. They're like, what kind of food you got? I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. At that moment, I felt decided because I was like, I really just wanted to show some help, and it kind of made me step back, and I was just like, well, not that I don't want you to be. You can't choose and you can't have preference, but this is what I have, and it's cool if you don't want to. But I was like, and I got Gatorade for your kids over there because. Me, I'm thinking from a point like, hey, electrolytes, You're not thirsty, She ended up taking it, say, but it just felt kind of disheartening at that moment for sure.
I think that though, and I heard this actually at a shelter and it sort of broke my heart. It was someone that was in the kitchen that I was like, I don't think that we should think that way. Um, it was someone that it was a person that was at the shelter, a resident of the shelter, was coming through the line and like a lot of the stuff he didn't want to eat. And the guy was like, well, he doesn't have a choice. Like, this is what he has. And I'm like, well, he can't also have, we have people that are vegan and pescatarian and vegetarian. Some people can't eat gluten and stuff. So just because he's facing homelessness, does he not have a right to say, hey, I'm only vegan. I can't eat meat or whatever. So I told the guy to change his mind because I'm like, that doesn't mean he doesn't deserve the right to like eat healthy like anyone else or be vegan. So, that could have been a situation like that
Yes.
too for her where it's like, oh, I can't eat chicken, but thank you.
Or I get that. She was more of I don't want this. Do you have money? I was like, I don't have money. I'm so sorry. I was like, my bad. I really don't have money, but I do have Gatorade. You know what I'm saying? I got bread. I mean, I was like, because every other thing I had was uncooked steak, uncooked chicken. I was like, this doesn't help you.
Yeah.
I would trust me, I'm happy to give it to you, but I know this will not help you at the moment.
Yeah.
This, though, is simple, quick. Yes, it's not the healthiest, but this is what I got.
But it's the best you got.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it.
One question you had asked: what is one thing that they can receive, like, or feel like yourself? I think time, like just time, so that they can speak to you, like give you like their story, because nobody tends to give them time, listen to them, and that was because I think it was when we were volunteering. Remember when I ran back to go pack everything in the thing, and there was this lady. She came and I was like, "Hey, we got this stuff and got this. Do you need some?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Everything okay?" But because she looked very down, I was like, "Is everything okay?" She was like, "Well, today's a good day, and I just wish I could see my family." Like she just started speaking. I was like, like at the time I'm packing, I was like, "Keep talking, please. Just let me know." And this is like, "Okay, yeah, you family and whatnot." She was like, "Yeah, I've not got to see my family in almost 3 years. This is a day that people with family." And I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that." Because in my heart, it hurts me because I'm like, man, I'm living here. I'm gonna go cook. I'm gonna see moms. I'm gonna see my brother. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm blessed to have that. But I think just me being there and listening to her talk, it kind of it was like, and even as she was like, "Thank you so much for listening." I was like, "Of course. Do you want anything else out of this bag? Like today, this is for y'all. Anything you want, just let me know." So I think also time is a key thing.
Time, which is key. That's what I said. When we say time, we get to listen to them. We have a platform where we can bring them here and they can say their story and we can listen to them.
Yeah.
So please, when you get someone who you can trust, or at least you feel like we can trust him or her, either way, it's not just him, either gender. Please, bring them over here. We can listen to their stories.
Absolutely.
Please, please, please. All right, as we actually end. Oh my God, time is not on our side. Okay, so what is one thing do you think we can do as a community to help end homelessness?
So I think as a community, if a lot of us can just get more involved with our local nonprofits, because the goals of nonprofits, especially when it comes to something like providing shelter for those facing homelessness, their goal is to try to get them to a place where they're able to get out of homelessness. So trying to get involved with your local nonprofits, trying to donate with your local nonprofits, or also trying to take a step out and do it on your own if you're, if you're someone that has been truly blessed and you have the means to be able to do it on your own. I think doing it on our own because, as you sort of mentioned earlier, a little bit about the government, like we can't rely on the government to do these things always. So just being able to either find resources, local resources that you can provide to them, like whether it's where to find housing, maybe through public housing, or even if it's low income homes, sharing opportunities that may come up, or sharing an organization that can help with the opportunities. I think just having that information available to them to, again, try to resolve the problem for them. We can provide for their needs, but that's temporary. But I think trying to end the issue long term would be definitely the goal.
Definitely the goal. What you think, Elvis?
Man, that was spot on. I mean, she hit all the pillars to that thing. It has to come down to, as she said. I mean, the government. Beautiful thing about the United States. Yes, the government is there, and there are multiple nonprofits out here that really do cater for and to help out for certain such situations. But like you said, one of the big things is even sometimes we just gotta ourselves. Let us be our own stewards and let's go out there. Like the thing she did during the Thanksgiving, that was so amazing. Like I don't, I had never thought of it from that perspective. I've always thought like, okay, let me go find me a shelter. This, but when she took that initiative to go out in that kind of capacity, man, that's a game changer. So doing stuff like that, and even as the more we do it, and we're in a platform like this, right? A lot of people in the U.S. are watching your limbs. Now they'll be like, and those two folks who came to let me, they do this. Maybe let me do it in my state. Let me be the first person to do it. Why not? Right? It's like I said, the good thing about our current generation is we have social media.
Yeah.
This right here is going to ignite a fire and have people to be that personal stewards where it's like, hey, I saw them do it. Let me do it too. And of course, it's not oh, I did this many, you did this many. It's not a competition. It's just a matter of how can we help the next person forward? That's the goal.
That's very true. I agree. And to add on to that quick question, what do you think people always tend to wait till Thanksgiving to help the homeless?
I see people out there around other times, but I think that's the biggest time. And I'm just thinking, like, from, my standpoint, it's just like, hey, those people may not have families that they're going to. So just showing them love during that time, showing them, like, hey, someone cares about you. And just being able to get out there and show them, like, hey, you have someone that's grateful for you and thankful for you during that time, because I don't think they have, a lot of people won't have family that they can go to and get that love from.
Very true. I can agree to that. But although for me, I'll encourage people to help all the year long.
All
But some
year
people
long.
just disappear until next year, Thanksgiving, to
No, I
come
don't
out.
think we should
I
do
mean,
that.
that's not fair enough. And if you notice, it's the same people that go to the same location every year. So they already know if you come here, if you showed up this year, this time, we're gonna see you again next year, same time.
Yeah.
To me, I don't really see you as helping these people. I feel like you're just chasing clout because that's the only one time we see you the whole year long. Doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense to me.
And it's funny you say that because I think even that day when we were all living, we
There
were
was
like,
a lot of
we
people out
should
there.
do this at a different time as
Yeah.
well because you're absolutely like, More Square had so many tables,
Yeah.
so many arranging. Oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And it was like, I'm wondering, does this happen a lot? I mean, that was
Yeah.
our first time.
Yeah.
But then just from that moment, we all just stood together and we were like, y'all think I mean, this is a good time. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And it definitely is something we will keep doing. But maybe we should do it a different time during the year too.
Yeah.
Just because I think at those moments as well, it's like people don't have anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, today I just thought about this. Guys, I want to share this with you.
Yeah.
To me, I feel like that's the one that means more. because now you can see the people who really care.
Oh,
Some people are
absolutely.
just following the trend.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
Thanksgiving.
yeah,
Everybody's giving
yeah.
something back.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go
yeah.
do it.
For
No.
sure, for sure.
Yeah.
That is very
Definitely
bad.
do it all year round. It doesn't have to be a specific time. Just get out there and, go to the area where you know where the shelters are, and like I shared, signing up through your local shelters or nonprofit organizations and just going to get back.
Oh, amen to that, man. Guys, I want to thank you so much for coming through. Man, we've been here for almost an hour and a half already. Wow. You know what I'm saying? I don't like when my episodes are too long because people will not watch the whole thing. They get tired in the middle.
Yeah.
They'll be like, 2 hours. Oh my God, I'm not watching
Yeah.
all that. So yeah, I try to keep it short a little bit. But anything you want to say to the people as we end up?
So I wanted to give my IG. I currently have a GoFundMe campaign there. It's Miss MS Sanchez, SANCHEZ, 1986. And in my bio, there's a link to the GoFundMe so you can give back to our next campaign. I was hoping to do it for Martin Luther King Day weekend, but if not, that's fine. There are going to be more, so whatever you give will be able to go to any of our future campaigns.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Hey, man. I mean, the most I can do is just, I hope y'all have seen and heard from Amen, and I hope that's puts a fire in y'all as well, like it did me when she first told me about trying to volunteer and go out and doing outreach. So, man, if whatever y'all watching this from, I mean, if you feel led and you want to start your own, please go ahead. I mean, there's a lot of people that need a lot of help out there, and it could be, like she said, nonprofits, or even just for yourself. And always just remember to be grateful. Gratitude is a big thing.
Huge thing, man. You just took the words out of my mouth because I was going to encourage people the same thing. Please, man. I know you're being touched out there. There's so many people. There's so many homeless people out there. They need your help. Please, it doesn't matter where you at. You could be in Africa. You could be over here. You could be in Europe. It doesn't matter where you at. Make a difference in your own city, in your own town, in your own state, in your own country. Please. They started something huge, and you can take it all over. Change the whole world. It starts from you. And with that being said, thank you so much, guys, for
Thank
stopping
you.
by.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time.
Thanks,
Thank you guys for
thanks.
watching. Please subscribe to the platform. I am your host, Lemmy G. This is Chafuwa Meza, the podcast, and we out.
Hey, Raleigh Durham. This is Amin Sanchez from the Mustard Seed Group, and today I'm coming to you with a message that's been close to my heart. Over the years, I've seen many people here in the Triangle area that are facing homelessness. And while in my personal life, I felt like I finally had what I had prayed for, I still felt a sense of emptiness. And while on that journey of discovering my internal joy, I developed a love for serving others. At that point, I finally felt like I had found what God called me to do, and I had found my purpose. And while community outreach had become a part of my regular schedule, I still felt like I wasn't doing enough. And then someone dear to my heart really inspired me. No matter how busy he would take the time to either donate or provide food to someone in their need. And it truly just stuck with me and showed me that small acts of kindness can go a long way. And this is what inspired this campaign to provide for those within this holiday season. Thanks to your support, we have been able to surpass our campaign goal. And because of your generosity, we'll be able to hand out pre-made meals and essentials right here in our community. Thanks to those who donated, shared, and also volunteering your time, what was only a thought was able to come to life and make a real impact. This is just the beginning, and together we're making the world a little warmer and a little kinder. Thank you, guys.
Chafuwa Meza, tuko Nairobi tuna Chafuwa Meza. Chafuwa Meza, Chafuwa Meza, tuko in the city. Chafuwa Meza, Don Kings in the building. Don Kings in the building.